Good evening. My name is Nigeria Chambers. I'm from Big Go Belt Media. Julia, it's a pleasure to talk to you today, and congratulations, because as I am going to say all day, there is a God because American Rust returns for a season two. American Rust Broken Justice Prime Video, March 28th. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm just with being a fan of the first season and now being able to check out majority of this season. I'm just so wowed and amazed by your acting. And then I just get that moment where I realize like she's still so young in her career. I want to start off right there. Would you really getting this? Like you're absolutely your potential is going to be notarized on a highest scale just very, very soon just for you and how much this show has meant to you, the development in your career and in your acting, and when the show was in limbo, and then when it got picked up, what was those emotions for you?
Yes, a lot of emotions. I think I this was my first, so it's really exciting to get the news and like I'm crying and like so excited and then I'm like, "Oh God, I actually have to show up and do this." Like, can I do it? Um and doing the first season, highs and lows and just so much learning, so much exploring, and then you don't know what to expect with a show when it gets canceled. You're like, my brain doesn't go, it's gonna get picked up. You're like, okay,
Right.
it's I did the job. Everything else is left to whatever. Um, so we're very lucky that we got picked up again, and yeah, the pandemic of it all also. I feel like the show has gone up and down,
Yeah.
but I'm so happy, and we're all so lucky to continue telling these stories for these characters for the second season.
No, the fans, we're lucky. And it's obviously a complete honor to be here and talk to you about it. Because, man, I don't know how I will be able to live with just one season of this. And even now, I want more, but we'll get there at another point. Listen, Lee, and talk to me a little bit about with everything that went on, like in terms of in real life, were you able to kind of bring to Lee? Because Lee is really dealing with a lot, like a lot of conflict, a lot of decision makings, and to get a little specific here, I mean, it's between either her husband or, the ex, or the person that has that special spot. And then there's something that everybody can relate to. And even myself kind of makes me a little bit emotional in terms of pursuing your life or happen to still hold family matters and burdens very close as you see that she has to come back and take care of her dad because her brother didn't step up. And I mean, I'm sure so many people's going to be able to resonate to some degree about having to step up when somebody else didn't. When all of these different factors are going through a character, and then for everything that's Billy is going through, talk to me about how do you mentally prep for a character that's going to send us in this up and down of a roller coaster of a ride.
Yes. I don't know that there's special prep that I have to do to I kind of if I look at it all, I feel like I'll get overwhelmed. I have to take it in pieces as she's living through it. Uh she's I think she's trying to take control in the ways that she can in her life. So I think her job does that, and it brings her joy, and everything the rest of the chaos she manages in the second season. I think in a more cautious way. She's not afraid to sit down with the boys and tell them like, what are we doing? Like, we need to figure this out. We can't, she starts stepping into the head of the household role because nobody else is stepping up. um there's still chaos, there is still problems, there's still things she can't control. I think she's trying to make amends a lot. And in the first season, you take it as you go. I feel like she can't, I feel like she's on survival a
Yeah.
lot. And when you're in that space, or when you come from, you know, uh, a town that's poor, when you come with these surroundings, and I feel like you have thick skin.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm not saying like she's good and prepped. It's still hard, but I'm saying she's very resilient throughout. And I think that's helpful when I'm seeing it as an actor or as Lee. she might not do it perfectly. She might not make the right choices all the time, but she's very resilient throughout and tries to fix her
Yeah.
wrong.
Really quick last question here. We see her as considered somebody who's made it, the person that's made it out, as we say around here, made it out the hood. But when she
Mm.
comes back, she also has to remove everything that she's earned and worked hard toward. What is that kind of conflict called? Somebody who doesn't feel accepted for where they got and doesn't feel it accepted from coming back home. Have to take off the jewelry, but then don't want the husband to see where she came from. What do you call that?
Humanity.
Man.
It's humanity. It's hard because I think on one sense she doesn't want to maybe offend, or she doesn't want to be asked too many questions. Maybe she's not comfortable. I don't know that she's 100% stepped into that role of luxury because it's also her husband's money. It's not 100% her own. And she's still worried about what people are gonna look at her differently. So she wants to avoid that and blend in. Um, in the second season, I think it does help her come back to present time.
Mm.
And in the second season, I think it feels more of her own. She's earning her living. She earned the money to help set up Billy's room, and she's everything. She has more agency, she feels more proud.
Amazing. Thank you so much for the answers today, Julia. Folks, please check out American Rust Broken Justice coming to Prime Video March 28th. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.